program isn't what you need to do, it's about how you do it. What do we mean by that? Well, how you do your job is up to you. For example, this box. You need to pick it up. That's what needs to be done. But how do you do it? If you do it like this, you're putting yourself at risk for a back injury. If you do it like this, you're doing it correctly. The same job, the same amount of time and effort. One choice is unsafe. One choice is safe. You make the choice. We can provide you with the best training and equipment, but you need to make the choice to work safely. What choice will you make? That's what this program is all about, how you perform your job in the safest manner possible. We don't have any job that can't be done safely. If you don't think it's safe, then we don't want you to do it. It's that simple. Can we cover every safety-related issue you may face in this short program? Well, of course not. So we had a meeting, ate some lunch, and just made some stuff up. Just kidding. The hazards we'll examine come directly from real accidents that happen to real people on your property. So it's real, and it can happen to you. You don't want that. We don't want that. We'll take a look at back injuries, hand and wrist injuries, and slips, trips, and falls. If at any time you have a question or concern about a particular task, stop what you're doing and ask your supervisor. Don't take a chance. Remember, safety is about choices. Make the right choice. Back injuries are painful, take a long time to heal, and can affect your ability to earn a living. That's the bad news. The good news? They're preventable. That's right, by making good choices, you control how your back feels. Can I do it? No, but you can. How? It's simple. How about this cart? You need to move it. How? Pull it. Wrong. This causes undue stress on your back, shoulders, and arms. Instead, push the cart. It's easier on your back, not to mention much easier to steer. Also, go slowly and watch out for others. Nobody wants to get run over by a cart. Picking up a box incorrectly? Bad choice. But bending your back like this to reach anything can cause the same type of injury. It's a choice. Don't stretch. Walk around. Don't reach. Use the correct tool for the job. Don't bend at your waist. Bend at your knees. Don't snap duvets. Fold them out on the bed. The same job, two choices, make the right choice. Don't lift that mattress or any other piece of furniture. Push furniture, don't pull it. If a sofa bed is stuck, don't struggle, get some help. Safe posture is the key. If you need to lift something from the floor, bend your legs. If the item's up high, use a ladder or step stool. If the item is underneath something else, use your free hand for support. So now you know, you can lift anything, not so fast. If an item is too heavy or awkward to lift by yourself, get some help or use a cart or dolly. Safe choices will help keep your back pain-free. Hand and wrist injuries. These are unavoidable. Wrong. Just like with back injuries, they can be prevented by, that's right, safe choices. Cuts. They can be caused by many things, such as broken glass, needles, broken or chipped glass, or other sharp objects. But the sharp objects don't cause cuts by themselves. For instance, can this broken glass leap off the floor and cut your finger? Of course not. But if you choose to touch it, that's when you get the cut. The safe choice is to use tongs and a sharps container, then put the broken glass in the trash. Nope. What happens when someone picks up that bag? Maybe an injury. Broken glass should only be placed in designated containers. Needles? Only into sharps containers. With tongs, not your fingers. Another cause? Sticking your hand where you can't see. The safe choice is to look first, then reach. Isn't the 2 seconds it takes to look worth it to prevent an injury? Don't stick your hands in the trash or allow the bag to touch any part of your body. But cuts aren't the only hand and wrist injuries. Sprains and strains are common too, and they're caused by choices. Hold that door! Bad idea. A hand getting closed in a door is painful. Make the safe choice. Avoid an injury. Use a doorstop firmly placed under the door to hold it open for you. Keep hands out of areas where the door closes. What about not paying attention? Is that a choice? A common one that often results in injuries if you don't watch what you're doing. Choose to focus on your job. Choose to do the job safely. Knife slipping, dull knives, and not cutting correctly are other ways lacerations happen. Pulling furniture can also cause strain to hands, wrist, and arms. Instead, push it like this to prevent injuries. But even something simple as using a spray bottle may cause fatigue, then discomfort, then injury. You probably won't squeeze a trigger once and injure your hand and wrist, but over time, it adds up. What do? The safe choice is to stop before discomfort, switch hands, or do another task briefly to give your wrist a break. The choice is up to you. Slips, trips, and falls are the most common types of incidents on our property. Sadly, these are not preventable. Really? You should know better than that by now. What causes slips and falls on stairs? The stairs? Hardly. Being in a hurry, not holding the handrail, and not paying attention. Never read or carry anything that blocks your vision up or downstairs. Don't be in a hurry. Missing a step or stepping on the edge of the step can cause a slip and fall. Also, hold the handrail. That way, even if you do slip, you can prevent a nasty fall. How about this scenario? Is a room attendant supposed to put out a wet floor sign to warn herself? Well, of course not, but that doesn't mean she had to slip or fall. Simple things like drying the floor before beginning to clean the bathroom. Placing rubber mats on the inside and outside of tub and shower can also prevent slips and falls. Remember, you can still slip or trip on a wet towel on the floor. Be aware and think of ways you can prevent a slip or fall. And those bed sheets on the floor? They'll trip you up every time. Pick up soiled linen from the floor prior to cleaning the bathroom or any other part of the room. Shoes with slip-resistant soles can also help improve traction on wet or slick surfaces, but sometimes it's hard to tell what is slip-resistant and what is not. This pair? Of course not. This pair? Maybe. This pair? Well, what do you think? Slip-resistant shoes have specially constructed soles. Remember, not every rubber-soled shoe is slip-resistant. Make sure you know and don't guess. There is a difference. Did the bathtub cause this fall? No. This room attendant chose to not use the tools that are designated to help her safely do her job. Standing on the edge of the bathtub can lead to a very serious injury. Instead, as we just mentioned, the guest room attendant should have put a rubber mat on the outside and inside of the tub and stand inside the tub. You need to do the same thing cleaning the shower. Make sure the mat is flat and not curled up. The same rule applies in other areas as well. Don't stand on a bed, toilet, or other unsafe objects. Stand on the floor and use the proper extension tool. By now, you should be able to determine what caused this injury. The mat? Let's take another look. Reading or looking at your phone while walking is a recipe for disaster. Also, if someone had taken the 2 or 3 seconds it takes to correct the hazard, no one would have fallen. Leaving a cord in the hallway is a sure way to cause a trip and fall, but in certain circumstances, hazards such as this cannot be avoided. When using a corded appliance such as a vacuum, Maintain cord control to minimize trip hazards and be aware of others in the area. Use caution signs to make people aware of the cord. On occasion, there may be a situation where you cannot avoid having a cord in the middle of a walkway. For instance, when you're setting up for an event and need to plug in an electronic item, such as a computer, if this is the case, use a cord cover or brightly colored tape to securely affix the cord to the floor. Wet floors, carpeting, objects out of place. All of these can contribute to a potential slip, trip, or a fall. However, as you have seen, conditions such as these are usually only part of the problem. You need to be aware of potential hazards and make the choice to avoid them. Then, if possible, correct them or report them so they can be corrected. If you notice any hazards such as a spill or anything else that may cause a slip, trip, or a fall, stop and alert your supervisor immediately. Stay at your spill location, call PAD department to clean up spill. This way, steps can be taken to correct the hazard before an injury occurs. Remember, different surfaces offer different levels of traction. Carpet offers much more traction than tile, so be prepared for this change in traction when walking from one surface to another. Keep all file drawers closed and keep all hallways and walkways clear of obstacles and obstructions. Just because you work in the front desk or administrative areas, you could still experience a slip, trip, and fall injury. If you see something on the floor that doesn't belong there, you have a choice. Pick it up or leave it. What's the safe choice? Of course. More than anything else, always watch where you are walking. We know you're busy, but it's important to avoid distractions. Never walk backwards. Never read while you're walking. Never text, email, talk on your phone while walking. Watch where you're going and be alert, and never run at work. Making safe choices, that's what it's all about. We can provide the safest equipment and consistent quality training, but your safety, the safety of your team members, and the safety of our guests is up to you and the choices you make.